Fade looks like in that middle lane, T Bizzle, and obviously July 29th. July 29th playing a great carry game last game. I believe he was on that Glacius. And
Yeah, he was, and he certainly played a carry Glacius if there ever was one. I think he ended up going with something like 6 or 7 kills, even lots of assists and only one death as well. So, really showing how to play Glacius. Now, this game is going to be someone to watch out for on that Luna, but interesting to see here. We've got an early ward place there by Zenith Gaming down in the bottom lane. So, they were potentially trying for some level 1 shenanigans. Possibly even a first blood as well. Now, Puppet Master, the great thing about picking Puppet as your carry is he's one of the very few carries that has guaranteed reliable crowd control. I mean, he's got that Puppeteer's hold that is very potent at stopping people from where they want to go, and of course the hard CC of Puppet Show if used correctly as well.
And it looks like there's a bit of roam coming out from Magnus and Engie. Perhaps they have walked past a ward of sight here though. So I think this the Legion team is going to be okay. They're not going to fall for it. They're not going to push out. While that's happening, obviously Puppet Master doing what he can against that Tremble. So they've decided to go Puppet Master in that long lane, in that Suicide, which is quite interesting. Although they do have a bit of a tri-lane with Magnus and Engie roaming around as well. And then we've got Bubbles in that short lane against the Suicide Plague. So a bit of an interesting lineup. Actually, Pebble's taking a lot of damage here from Chaos for Life, ending up having to back off, as the Hellborn team realising that perhaps his teammates aren't nearby to support him. And so we actually end up seeing that Magnus in a support role, not the auto-attack mid-role I was hoping for, but obviously that's because of the Pebbles that got thrown into the lineup there.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Magnus as a support, he's still pretty good. He's got, a nice, reliable stun, which is, a key feature of, lots of supports. So he's still going to be able to do quite a bit of work. Looks like he's just hiding behind the tree there with that Lava Surge leveled up, of course. Potentially looking to get a little bit aggressive onto Red Bull Can down in the bottom lane. Looks like he's just going to walk back towards Puppet Master's side of the lane there, as Red Bull Can on the treble does get that second Terra Mount out. So actually Harry Shaw is going to check that one, and he's going to find Tremble there. He may even try and bring that down.
It is a bit hard though, obviously. Those Terra Mounts regenerate so quickly. You really need two of you trying to take them down, which they've got here now. So that one will go down. Red Bull Can is out of mana now as well. So he's going to have to play very, very carefully. As you said, Puppet Master has a lot of CC, so could be very easy to catch him out here if he's not careful. And hold him in place with that Magnus. Magnus potentially going to wait for level 2, just to be able to do a little bit more with the steam bath and whatnot.
Yeah, certainly. Magnus, still level 1 at the moment, so that Lava Surge is only going to be reasonably short range. Deals 100 damage at the moment. So we've got Puppet Master level 3. Let's take a look. He's got 1 into each, so reasonably standard build there. Looks like Magnus is going to find Red Bull Can there. Does get the Lava Surge off. This is not looking too good for Red Bull Can. A nice amount of chain CC there. That will be first blood. No friends picking up that one on the Puppet Master.
It's a great first blood, and No Friends definitely wanting that. I believe he's the one that's been playing those hard carries in the semi-finals. I think he was the one that played that War Beast and played him as that hard carry. So we know we can do it. We know we can carry hard, and actually a stun coming out from Fade. The power throw coming out as well. Pebbles throwing out the stun and the keg coming out as well. So a lot of damage coming out on Fade in return. But it looks like everyone will just pot up a little bit and get their health and mana back up before going back to the regular farming thing. So not so much of action happening so far, but obviously it is the game 2 of the best of 3 Cybergamer invite Heroes of Newerth Invitational. I've actually fucked up my overlay there. I'm fixing it now. Thanks.
That's alright. So yeah, meanwhile in the middle lane, just taking a look at the creeps for both of the lanes. We've got, let's take a look. Currently, Pebbles is on 17 last hits for 3 denies. You've got the pause coming out as well. Meanwhile, T-Bizzle playing that Fade. It's on 15 last hits and 1 deny. So very, very, very standard there. Very, very similar in terms of the terms of the mid lane, how it's going at the moment. Now it looks like Aluna is going to be able to bottle that that haste rune that is up in the top lane. So be this addition to July 29th's bottle. It's, of course, going to be able to potentially give that haste rune to Fade. Just use it personally. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, let's take a look at that. So Bubbles at the moment has 8 creeps, 4 denies to Plague Rider's 10 creeps and 14 denies. So doing a pretty good job there. Up in the top lane is King Dryhump, and Plague Rider, he's just such a hard hero to do a solo lane against, because I think it's something like 15% of your experience which just disappears because of Plague Rider's Extinguish. So doing a nice job there early on is King Dryhump.
Yeah, obviously that Plague Rider very strong. Bubbles is doing okay, but 1 for 1, he's not going to be getting the best farm by any means. And I think for Zenith Gaming struggling a little bit as they don't have a jungler. So Magmus struggling a little bit on farm, and that Engineer as well, obviously sitting on only 99 XP a minute, which can be a little bit tough. Tremble's back in the lane though, Red Bull can. And looks like he's sitting in a pretty of a safe Terra Mound. Magmus is nearby, Harry Shell. Puppet Master not that close, but he does have Steam Boots finished. So I guess we'll end up seeing if anything else happens. The Reddies are coming back now, I believe.
Yeah,
Harry Shell fixing his lag.
Okay, so King Dryhump has signalled that he is ready as well. Whoa, so game will be on pause there. Now Red Bull can start a little bit of pressure down in the bottom lane. Not having the best of lanes. If we take a look at his creeps, he's only got 5 at the moment to Puppet Master's 22 and 15 deniers. So this is a pretty hard lane here for Red Bull can on the treble. And in fact, he might actually get caught out here. The Magma Surge goes out onto him, followed up by a nice CC of No Friends on the Puppet Master. He's going to try and get invis. It's not going to be enough. Harry Shell picks up that kill on the Magmas.
Yeah, obviously he tried to pop the Terra Mound there to try and get away, but I think once the Puppeteer hold was on him, maybe he needed to stay in it. Getting dragged back can be huge. Maybe he needs to just learn where that Puppeteer hold ends, stay right near there, wait for it to wear off, and then sprint out. Obviously it's very hard to do, but in top level play you've got to be able to hold yourself in the right position. And may have made the difference, may have not, who knows, but definitely worth trying.
Yeah, so he's just going to return to the lane now, and he's picked up a mana battery. So I'm not too sure about that. As we actually see a gank in the mid lane, Pebbles actually gets a stun onto no one. Last auto attack from Aluna won't be enough to finish him off. Neither will the second one, but we've actually got a hasted Fade. Fade is going to try for the dive here. Yes, T-Bizzle gets the kill under the tower as well. So nice bit of play there from T-Bizzle. Hasted Fade is something which that very low health Pebbles there, KOs for life, did not want to be near.
Tremble's having some action poured on him again. Magma stun and the hold again. Just textbook coming up from Puppet Master. Obviously doing that Puppeteer show. And then the Puppeteer hold after that, chaining one after the other. Tremble is just not doing well at the moment, sitting on 63 gold per minute.
Oh, wow.
Potentially something like this, Aluna needs to rotate bot, or Tempest needs to make something happen, maybe at level 6, to give him some of the support that he's needing right now.
Yeah, and that really is one of the problems with the Tremble pick, is we actually see a little bit of contention for the rune there, but the rune is actually down in the bottom. So that Burning Shadows there misses from Fate. Return back into the lane as down in the bottom. Magmus, Harry Shell, just guarding that rune there for Engineer to bottle up. But yeah, that really is one of the dangers, as we were saying, about picking this Tremble. I mean, Tremble, he's really, really squishy. He doesn't have the best, strength growth or, general defense as a hero or getaway mechanisms. However you look at it, it's easy to kill Tremble. So Red Bull can 0-3-0 at the moment. He's going to have to, potentially start stacking and pulling, which it looks like he is doing. Of course, that water's finally run out there. That blocked the pull. So we'll at least get him a little bit back in terms of the experience down in the bottom lane. So we might be seeing a gank here in the middle lane. Lock Shadow on the bubbles, gets that weed field out, and Fate gets a very nice stun onto 3 members of Zenith Gaming there, but the Magma Surge hits 2 members of Forgotten Gaming. Lock Shadow gets the kill onto T-Bizzle. Plague's bouncing around, gets the kill onto your boy Harry, as well as the rest of Zenith Gaming back out.
Yeah, it was great coming from Bubbles, obviously at level 6, deciding to come down middle. And that's exactly what Bubbles needs to do. I mean, if it's either with a teleport stone, obviously doing a counter gank, or just walking in there, and obviously no wards from the Legion team in that top river, so he was just able to walk on in, throw that kill field down, hold them into position, and make something of it. And that's really good. Obviously, the Zenith Gaming just controlling this game at the moment. Puppet Master's in a little bit of trouble. He's on his own. The Tempest Glacial Spikes coming out, and also the Elemental Void coming down as well. Tremble with Boris doing a lot of damage. One more auto attack. Can Boris get up there? And Puppet Master getting away on a B-sticky health, popping that health pot. He will be able to get out of there. So, unfortunately, what was going to be a really impressive gank just failed, as obviously Magmus rocking up at the exact right time. And the Legion team looks like they will fall back.
Yeah, Boris there couldn't quite get the killing blow, so in the end wasn't managed to secure that kill. A little bit sad there for Red Bull Can. That certainly would have helped quite a bit in the lane down at bottom. Meanwhile, actually, your boy Harry on the edge, he's leveling up those mines, so he's actually got 2 levels into those spider mines, something we don't typically see. I suppose he's a roaming Engie, so he knows he's going to be moving around the map, moving around Forgotten Gaming's jungle, so he's just placing a few mines down there just to get a little bit of harass onto someone like July 29th, who is going to, take a lot of damage from those mines.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. He didn't actually have one more that could have taken a Luna out there. And that's not something you see very often, as you said, but I mean, he's having an okay time of it. He's sitting on 70 gold per minute. He's actually not that far below a Luna, not that far below Tremble by any means, as Tremble's had a very difficult time so far. And it does give a little bit of vision as well, so you can see them moving around. So, I mean, while they do get used up there, and unless there's a big enough stack, they're not really going to do much. It is something. And even just 1 level in it, or he has gone 2 actually, so no steam turret. But even so, 1 or 2 levels in it's not too bad. But usually something you will see in the pubs. Looks like Magmus might be stunning onto that Tremble, actually backs off, as maybe does not have a high enough level in it. Level 3, deciding not to commit there, just in case maybe that Legion team was nearby.
Yeah, and looking at the Legion team, I mean, Forgotten Gaming, they are roaming a bit. We've got July 29th up at top. Meanwhile, down in the mid lane, T-Bizzle gets dropped reasonably low there by Pebbles, who actually has a double damage rune at the moment. So he's going to have to be careful there that he doesn't get tossed a nice gift, nice present there. Meanwhile, the haste bottle, in fact, is given to Fade, so that could spell trouble for Zenith Gaming. I mean, a hasted Fade, that could certainly wreak some havoc. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, it looks like we've got essentially a tri-lane for Zenith Gaming. They really want to shut down Red Bull Can on the Tremble, and honestly, I think that's a great idea, Dan, because looking at Forgotten Gaming's team in terms of DPS carries, semi carries, however you want to look at it, they really only have Tremble as well. Lock Shadow actually gets killed by creeps up in top.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was about to say Tremble is not actually bot. He did teleport top to a Terror Mount. He jumped onto that Bubbles. Bubbles shell surfed away from the Plague Rider and the Tremble. However, he did get caught in on the Vulture Lords, and the Vulture Lords were able to take him out. And obviously, since the change, that map change as well, they weren't able to follow him as easily. And it looks like a couple of teleports coming in mid, actually. Tempest in a little bit of trouble. Fade is here as well. Magma's jumping in, and Puppet Master has been stunned. Tempest will go down. Yeah, it does have those elemental replicates there. They will go out, though. So, unfortunately, losing Tempest there. He did have his ultimate ready, I believe, but just too much response from from Zenith Gaming. Able to take back that middle. Obviously, they do lose that tower, I believe.
Yeah, that did end up going down. So currently the global gold currently a little bit in Forgotten Gaming's favour at the moment. Nothing too crazy at this 12-minute stage of the game. Zenith Gaming is getting harassed a little bit there by the Aluna power throw. Now Pebbles has finished off those steam. It's going to be a little bit tankier. So nice pick up there by Pebbles. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, looks like Puppet Master is rotating up towards Tremble up there, so he is being absolutely relentless against Red Bull Can on the Tremble, and well, gets that Puppet